I'm Kath and this is Made by Kath Craft. Welcome to my channel and thank you for joining me for this video, which is going to be a spring fabric haul and sewing plans video. So I'm quite excited about this video because I've got some new fabrics to share. And I haven't really bought that many fabrics this year, so it was a bit of a treat when these ones arrived in the post this week. And they're all very much sort of planning towards some slightly warmer weather. I've got a new pattern to share as well. So yeah, the plans feel quite like I'm preparing for spring, and I'm looking forward to talking through each fabric and what I'd like to sew up with it. So yes, that is the plan for today's video. Before I get started on sharing my new fabrics and all my plans, I'll kick off just briefly with what I'm wearing today. So today, unfortunately, although I'm dreaming of spring, it's still a little bit cold. I've got on one of my trusty Tilly and the Buttons Freya tops. This is a slightly lighter weight one in this Tencel jersey fabric by Meat Milk. I got this quite a while ago from Minerva, but they still seem to have a full range of colours of this in stock, and I've seen quite a few people making Freya tops in it. It's lovely and drapey, and it's definitely perfect for a slightly lighter weight Freya. And the ribbon, it means it's super stretchy, so it's very comfy to wear. The colour I'm wearing today is, I think it's called Shell. It's this sort of creamy colour, and I find it goes with quite a lot of things in my wardrobe. So that's what I'm wearing underneath, and I've got it on top. I've got layered over the top a dress. I'll stand up a bit so you can see the dress before I talk about it. I've been filming in here a bit more recently. It's quite handy because I can step back and show you a bit more of what I'm wearing. So yes, it's a denim pinafore dress, and I made it using this pattern here, which is the Fiona Sundress by Closet Core. I think this is one of Closet Core's sort of lesser made patterns. I don't see it about that much, and I think it's one of their older patterns too, because at the moment at least it's not available in their full extended size range. This one only goes from a 0 up to a 20 up to a bust of 46 inches. I don't know whether they might be looking into extending it at some point in the future, but I think it's a really nice pattern, a little bit different. It's for quite a fitted pinafore with princess seams, and you can make it either above the knee or slightly longer with these slits at the side. It's described as a sundress. I guess it's designed to be worn like the models are wearing here, but I think it's great for layering up in winter too. But yeah, it's really cute. There's some nice details. It's got this button down front and these quite large patch pockets, and then it's got a couple of different options at the back for finishing the back. You can either do this kind of sort of dipped down back with crossover straps, or more of a classic straight back with straight straps. I made this version for my pinafore, but I think that'll be lovely for a sundress in the summer. It's designed to be made in medium weight woven fabrics. My version I'm wearing today, I made in a stretch denim, so it's got a little bit of give to it, and it does make, because it's quite a fitted sundress, it does make it nice and comfy. And I went for sort of jeans style buttons as well to give it quite a kind of, I guess, a more wintry effect. I don't think I'd probably wear this version on its own in the summer. It definitely feels more like suitable for layering. Although I would like to try this pattern for summer too, but I think generally in summer I tend to go for slightly looser things, so it probably wouldn't be something I'd reach for as much maybe. But yeah, it's a really nice pattern. It comes together really nicely. Great instructions as always with Closet Core. I remember before I made my version, I did a little sort of just a toile of the bodice just to check the fit of it, because it is more of a fitted garment, and made a few tweaks before I kind of cut into my proper fabric. And this was a stretch denim from Fabric Godmother. It's got a bit of weight to it. It's not like a super heavyweight denim, but yeah, I do like how the stretch gives it extra bit of comfort because it's more of a close fitting garment. I'll put a picture up so you can see what my outfit looks like on. I'll link the patterns and I'll link this fabric. I don't think this particular stretch denim is probably still in stock at Fabric Godmother anymore, so I don't think I'll be able to link that one, unfortunately. But I'll link Fabric Godmother's current denim range. I think, yeah, this pattern would work well with a non-stretch denim too. It is designed for non-stretch fabrics. So yeah, that is what I've got on today. But I'll move on now to my new fabrics and all of my plans for them. So the first two fabrics that I've got to share both came from Sew Me Sunshine, and I haven't made an order from Sew Me Sunshine for a while, so it's really nice to get this parcel through the post this week. And it came with this cute postcard which I've got here, which says buying fabric and sewing are two separate hobbies. I thought that was very cute. And yes, I ordered two fabrics from Sew Me Sunshine. One of the fabrics was one I'd sort of gone out looking for with a particular project in mind, and I knew what type of fabric I wanted, so I had a look on a few different online fabric shops, and I particularly liked this particular one. I like the print, so I thought that is the one I'd like for this project. And then the second fabric was a bit of an extra that just somehow snuck into my basket and I checked out with. I do really like it, but I hadn't really gone out in mind to buy it so much as the first fabric. But I'll share the first fabric that I intended to get and had in mind for a particular project first. And it is this lovely viscose challis fabric. So yeah, I was looking for a viscose challis for this particular project. And this one is lovely. As ever, it's really lovely quality. I find Sew Me Sunshine sells such nice quality fabrics. It's got lovely drape and movement to it. But yeah, what I really loved about it was the colours and the print. So as you can see, it's a ditzy floral. Not the smallest scale ditzy floral ever. I quite like how you can see the flowers and they're quite defined. And the background colour is this lovely, really pretty shade of purple. And I think it's coming up maybe a little bit darker on the camera than it is in real life. It's a lovely shade of purple. And then you can see the flowers on there. They're these sort of pastel yellows and pinks. I think it's a really pretty combination. I know that yellow and purple are sort of complementary colours. So yeah, they do really work well together. And it's funny because I don't have a lot of purple in my wardrobe, and I'm not really often drawn to sort of purple colours. Generally, I do like kind of like a dark base with a floral print on, but I generally go for like a navy or a black. But I know that I've got a couple of dresses that do have purple tones in that I do really enjoy wearing, so it is a colour I like to wear. I'm just not maybe so drawn to it when I'm actually going out fabric shopping. So when I saw this one, I thought you do really like to wear purple, so why not just go for it? Yeah, and I'm really glad I did actually. I really love it. So yeah, that is a really pretty fabric that I chose, and I've got 2.5 meters of it. And what I'd like to do with this fabric is make a sort of summery dress by hacking or sort of mashing up two different patterns and putting them together. And I've been thinking about this for a while, so I'm really looking forward to giving it a try. So the two patterns I'd like to sort of put together and use with this fabric are both patterns I've sewn before, so I kind of know, I'm hoping the sizing and everything won't be too much of an issue, so I'll be able to just cut into this fabric rather than making a toile or anything. But what I'd like to put together is one of my favourite sort of cami top patterns, this nice summery Ogden cami by True Bias, which I've hacked quite a few times actually, but this is a new hack that I'm planning. So yeah, it's a really nice simple cami top with this deep V at the front and back and these spaghetti straps, and then quite a straight fit. And I think that lends itself quite well to being kind of cropped off and hacked with different skirts to make lots of lovely summery dresses. And it's got a really good size range, this pattern too. There's this 0 to 18 version, which is the one I have. There's also, I think, a 14 to 30, which has been adapted slightly. It's got bust darts and slightly wider straps. So yeah, they're just slightly different to each other, but essentially this lovely cami with this deep V and spaghetti straps. And then what I'd like to pair this with to make it into a dress is the skirt and waistband from this pattern here, which is the Lotta dress pattern by Tilly and the Buttons. This is a pattern I've made before and I really like too. Again, it's designed for sort of lightweight woven fabrics like the Ogden cami, although this one's quite cool actually because you can make the Lotta dress in stretch fabrics too, so it's a really versatile one. But yeah, I'll show you the line drawings of the Lotta. It's got this sort of blousey bodice with grown on sleeves, or you can add on a longer sleeve to turn it into more of a wintry dress. Then it's got this elasticated waist, which gives that kind of blousey bodice effect. And then this quite full swishy skirt. You can have patch pockets on if you want. I have never done that when I made the Lotta dress, and I don't think I'll do it this time, but it is an option. But yeah, what I quite like to do is borrow the elasticated waist and the swishy skirt from the Lotta and add it onto the Ogden cami, because when I've made Ogden cami hacks before, I've added on sort of gathered skirts and I've added on waist ties to cinch them in a little bit at the waist, but generally their silhouette is a bit more straight and they don't kind of pull in at the waist. And I thought it might be quite pretty to have an Ogden cami dress that did pulling around the waist instead. So yeah, I'm really looking forward actually to trying to have a go of sort of putting these two patterns together and trying to create a lovely swishy summery dress, and I'm hoping this fabric will work really well for it. So yeah, I'm quite excited about this project. I think I said I've got 2.5 meters. I think I might have only needed 2 meters, but I wasn't sure because when you cut the Ogden camel, whenever I hack it and make it into a dress, I always cut 2 of the front and 2 of the back pieces. So the kind of bodice is fully lined. That's what I'm going to plan to do this time. So I thought with those pieces added in, and because the Lotta skirt is quite a full one, it's a bit sort of more of a wider cut, I thought having that extra bit of fabric to play with, I might need it. So yeah, 2.5 meters of this fabric. I haven't put it in to pre-wash it yet or anything. I'm not sure I'm going to get started on this one straight away. There isn't an urgent rush because the weather is definitely not suitable for very summery dresses like this right now, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to that plan. I think I do like trying something new, as well as I love kind of making my old favourites like the Freya tops. It's fun to sort of try a new mashup. So although it's 2 patterns I already have, it'll be a totally new, different dress to anything else I have in my wardrobe. Fingers crossed it works out well, but when I get started on the mashup, I'll share more about it in due course. But yeah, that is my first fabric I had to share. So the next fabric that I got from Sew Me Sunshine is the one that somehow just slipped into my basket when I was browsing. It's another viscose fabric. So I was on that section of the website looking for the ditzy floral, and I saw this one and it just caught my eye. And my husband was sort of in the room and I was sort of umming and ahhing about it, and he came over and said, "It's nice, just get it." So I didn't need too much persuasion. I checked out with it too. So yes, like I mentioned, it's another viscose fabric, and I got 2 meters of this one. And it's a bit of a different print for me, but like I said, it just caught my eye, and immediately started thinking about things I might like to make with the different options. So it definitely got me starting to sort of plan, which I guess is a good sign for a fabric. And this is it here. So it's described as a zebra stripe fabric on the website. It has got that zebra animal stripe vibes in a sort of very dark navy and a white. I guess I'd say like white is probably the base colour with like a navy stripe on it. And yeah, I do like a bit of animal print, but I have a bit of like leopard print in my wardrobe. I don't really have any zebra prints. And I just like the colours in it, the sort of navy and the white, which are both colours I like a lot. And yeah, just something about it jumped out at me. It's lovely actually. It's another fabric that's lovely and lightweight. It's really drapey. I think it's slightly lighter weight than the actual ditzy floral. So yeah, it's just really lovely, definitely a summery fabric. And what I'm thinking I'd quite like to try with this fabric is a new pattern to me, and it's not one I've actually got, so I'll have to put up a picture of it. So I'll pop a picture up. It is the Saty skirt by Vicky Sews, and I've not tried a Vicky Sews pattern to date. I've seen lots of lovely Vicky Sews patterns on Instagram, and I've been tempted quite a few times. And this is one that's really caught my eye, and I thought it might be quite a nice one to start with because it's quite a simple skirt pattern, but equally is something different for me. So I'll get the description up of the Saty skirt to make sure I get it right. So it says on the Vicky Sews website, Saty is a bias cut, close fitting skirt with a slight trapeze silhouette. It has luxe finishing with French seams and a pin hem, and it's at above ankle length. And I've never made anything on the bias since I started sewing, as far as I can remember. Never made a bias cut dress or a skirt. And I think from historically, I have somehow had it in my mind that bias cut doesn't really suit me. But I thought I'd really like to try it. Actually, I've got nothing bias cut in my wardrobe whatsoever. And I thought I'd just really like to give it a try and actually see how I do feel about it if I make something cut on the bias. And also it's like a different sewing skill to learn, I guess. And I like the idea of the pin hem. I'm not exactly sure what that involves. So I thought it's quite a simple skirt, but I'll be learning some new skills, and I can kind of see it would just fill a gap in my wardrobe. It would just be something a bit different. I have a lot of skirts, you probably know if you've watched my channel for a while, that are fitted around the waist and then gathered. So this will be quite a different look. And I thought it would look quite cool in this fabric. I don't know why, I just thought with maybe like a navy top or something, it would make a real feature of the skirt. So that is what I'm thinking. When I bought the fabric, I hadn't definitely thought of that skirt. It kind of came into my mind after, and I checked and I think I do have enough fabric. And I think if I made the Saty skirt, I probably wouldn't go for the full just above ankle length. I might go a little bit shorter because I've seen some lovely slightly shorter versions on Instagram anyway, so maybe I need slightly less fabric anyway. But yeah, I just thought it might be quite a fun one to give a try, and it might be quite nice for sort of transitional weather. You could wear it hopefully with tights underneath, and this fabric it does say on the Semi Sunshine website, is kind of, what do they say, is it semi cake? Yeah, so slightly sheer because of the light colour of it. So I don't know whether I need to maybe line it or wear a little slip underneath or something. But those are my thoughts at the moment for this fabric. Yeah, I just thought it was a bit of fun and something different, and I do really fancy the idea of trying that pattern. So yeah, I think that might be quite a nice combination. Let me know what you think. So I think next I'll share the new pattern that arrived with me this week. And it arrived in the post because it's a paper pattern, and I do love a paper pattern. And I bought it together with the fabric that I'd like to use to make it up. But I'll share the pattern first, and then I'll talk about the fabric I've chosen. So this pattern is one that I've had my eye on for quite a while. It's not a new pattern by any means. But yeah, I haven't sort of bought it for one reason or other. I think mainly because I wasn't sure if it was quite for me, although I thought it was really cute. Yeah, I just wasn't sure if it's one that I'd end up wearing or if it would look right on me and that sort of thing. But then I've been thinking about spring sewing plans over the last couple of weeks, and this pattern popped into my head again, and I thought I'll just get it and give it a try, and it'll be fun trying, and then at least I'll know either way as to whether it's something I'll make again or if it's one that isn't actually for me. But I do think it looks really cute, and I'm really hoping I do like it. So this is the pattern here. It is the Nova jumpsuit pattern by True Bias. And I do really like True Bias patterns. I like their style. I find them kind of really comfy and kind of casual, but also quite stylish. I also really enjoy making them up. I find their instructions are really good. They're really enjoyable to sew up. They always feel very methodical and like everything's been thought of. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to giving this one a go. I actually have my eye on another True Bias pattern at the moment too, which is their latest release, the Blair skirt pattern. But like I mentioned, I do love paper patterns, so I've been waiting for the paper version of the Blair to come out. I don't think it's out quite yet. I keep checking. And I don't want to kind of cave in now and buy the PDF, so I'm going to hold out for the paper version of that. So I'm definitely going to get that at some point. But in the meantime, I'm really looking forward to trying the Nova, which is one of the older patterns. So the Nova's got a really good size range. There's a 0 to 18 range and a 14 to 30 range. And what's also cool is there's also a mini version, a kids range for the Nova, I think for age 2 to 10. So I thought if I get on well with this version, maybe I could buy the kids version and me and my daughter could twin. Yeah, because I thought it might be quite a nice summery option for her too, but we'll see how I get on with this one first. I'm going to give this one a try. But yeah, I'll show you the line drawing so you can see a bit more of the details. So it's a jumpsuit designed to be made in knit fabrics, and it's got this sort of scoop neck at the front and the back, and then you cut the pattern pieces, the sort of whole length piece from top to bottom. And either you can make this version here, the View C and D version, either the sort of jumpsuit or play suit, that's kind of loose fitting, or you can make this View A and B version, which has a cinched in waist that's cinched in by an elastic channel. And then the bodice is sort of fully lined, and then you can add pockets in. And I just thought it looked quite comfy and fun. Yeah, it's designed to be made in light to medium weight knit fabrics with 20% or more stretch, but it does say you need a more stable knit, because if you go for like a really stretchy, lightweight knit fabric like a rayon or a bamboo, it may affect the fit. But I just thought it'd be quite a fun one for summer, really easy to wear, perfect for if we're out for the day, travelling, just wanting to stay comfy. Obviously, it's an all-in-one jumpsuit, so it is the kind of going to the toilet issue, but it is stretchy, so hopefully it'll be okay. I'm just going to give it a try. So yeah, the version I'd like to make is the version with the cinched-in waist with the elastic. But yeah, I am not sure if it's going to work for me, just because I've always struggled a little bit with jumpsuits. Firstly, in terms of the fit, and also in terms of whether they're my style. I've made the Zadie playsuit by Paper Theory, but I've always made it as the shorts version, and I really like that for summer. But I've never been sure enough to try out the longer version, because I'm not sure I'd wear it. And I did make a jumpsuit version of the Deer and Doe Sirocco, And again, I made a couple of playsuit versions of that and I like wearing them. So I thought I'll give the actual sort of full length jumpsuit version a go. But whenever I wore it, I didn't really feel comfortable. And it was a comfortable thing to wear in that it was stretchy and yeah, comfy. But I didn't really feel like it was very me. I never felt totally at ease in that jumpsuit. So I don't have that one anymore. So yeah, I'm not sure whether I'll feel different with the Nova. It is a different look to it. I'm just going to give it a try. And also with the jumpsuit, like I mentioned, I always find the fit a bit tricky. I've actually got this one all cut out already. It arrived earlier this week and I was quite keen to get started. And I did and ah a bit about what to do on the fit, because on the pattern there are 3 different areas of lengthening. You can lengthen the bodice and then sort of here around the crotch and then the leg. And I wasn't sure how much to lengthen at each point because I want it to be comfy and not too tight on the crotch, but equally not to be too low. And then I wasn't sure how much to lengthen the body because I didn't want it to come down too low, but then equally not be too high and feel like I'm kind of tugging it down. So I kind of held the pattern pieces up to me. I ummed and ahed, I made my best guess, and I guess I'm treating my first version as a wearable toile. So I'm hoping it'll turn out okay, but because it's a jumpsuit and there are so many different bits to fit, I'm maybe not totally expecting I'll nail the fit on the first time, but I'm hoping it'll be enough to be wearable. And then if I like it, I could tweak it again in the future. So yes, anyway, that is what I'm planning on doing. I've got it all cut out now, but I've got a little bit of the leftover fabric to share. There wasn't actually much left over from this one. I bought the amount of fabric it recommended. So I bought I think I bought actually 10 centimetres more, 2.3 metres, and I've got the wider length fabric. And because I wanted to buy that extra 10 centimetres because I knew I'd be wanting to lengthen it slightly. And I'm glad I did actually, because I really didn't have much fabric left over at all. I guess because these pattern pieces are very long, you do need the length, and because the bodice is lined, there are extra bits there. So yeah, I definitely was glad I didn't decide to go a little bit lower and maybe go for a straight 2 metres. And I got this fabric from Minerva, and you can buy in 10 centimetre increments, which worked really well actually for this one, because I didn't need the 2.5 metres, but 2 metres definitely wouldn't have been enough. So anyway, this is the fabric I got. It's not the most exciting fabric ever. I thought I'm just going to play it fairly sort of classic for my first version of the Nova jumpsuit, a bit like the model here. Just go for a plain colour, no print. So I've gone for this cotton jersey fabric in a navy blue colour, which is a colour I really like to wear. And I thought, I've seen people sort of layering the Nova with like a t-shirt underneath, and I thought this would look quite nice with like a white t-shirt underneath too, if I don't like it kind of without something underneath and I want it to kind of layer up. So yeah, just a plain navy cotton jersey fabric. I'll link it down below. It's quite nice actually. Does feel quite stable. It's not a thin cotton jersey. It's definitely a sort of got a bit more weight to it. It's definitely sort of quite sort of just quite a nice kind of quality cotton jersey, not too thin. So hopefully it'll work really well for this. So yeah, that is what I'm planning to do. I've got it cut out. I'm really looking forward to starting sewing it. It's a bit of fun to sew a jumpsuit, I think, something different. I also got some stretch interfacing with my order too, because you need a bit of stretch interfacing for the pockets, because you have, I guess the pockets don't end up sort of stretching out too much. You kind of interface down the sort of opening of the pocket, which I thought was a nice extra detail on this pattern. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to giving it a go. Hoping to get this one sewn up sooner rather than later. So I'll be able to let you know, hopefully in a video soon, how I'm getting on, how I've enjoyed the sewing process, how the fit is working out. I'll talk more about the fit in the next video too, because I can't remember off the top of my head which size I ended up going for on this one. But yeah, so that is my other new fabric, this navy cotton jersey that I'm going to turn into the Nova jumpsuit. So wish me luck. Hopefully I'll like it, but we shall see. And then I realised I've actually got one more fabric to share with you that arrived this week. This is not a summery fabric at all, and this is some fabric that's going to be sewn up into something for someone else, not for me, but it's this big pile of fabric here. This is a brushback French terry fabric that I got from First for Fabrics. I've sewn with this fabric before. Very recently, I just made a Jara sweatshirt by Megan Nielsen Patterns for my sister in the aqua colourway of this fabric. First for Fabrics has quite a few nice colourways of it. And it's really nice and cosy. It's got this lovely sort of fleecy back. I'm not sure if you can see it there, but yeah, it's a lovely cosy fabric. And yes, I ordered this fabric. I ordered 3 meters of it. because my mum asked me if I can make her a couple of new pairs of Hudson pants by True Bias, which I made for her in the past, and she wears them quite a lot, particularly when she's at home. They keep her nice and cozy, and what she likes about me being able to make them for her, I think, is that I can adjust the pattern. She's got quite long legs, so we kind of lengthen the legs, we lengthen the crotch a little bit because she prefers them to sit a bit more on her waist, and the Hudson pants are more designed to be a lower rise. So we've adjusted the pattern a bit, and I think we've got the perfect fit for her. And yeah, she just wanted 2 more pairs. So I've got 3 meters of this fabric, which I think I had a look at, I sort of laid all the pattern piece out and figured out that should be enough for 2 pairs for her with the lengthening. And I actually used the men's Hudson pants pattern for her. I think I've mentioned that in the past because she just prefers the fit of it. I had it anyway for my husband. So she had a look at the patterns and thought actually she quite likes the fact that the men's Hudson pants has a slightly looser leg, more of a relaxed fit, a sort of smaller cuff at the bottom, less of a feature tight cuff. So yeah, that should be nice and simple. It's just something I can kind of pick up and put down here and there. I love how with the Hudson pants, I made them so many times before, I don't really have to look at the instructions. I do need to check if I've got the right width of elastic, and actually I need to check if I've got the right width of elastic for the Nova jumpsuit as well. I might need to do a little trip out to my local haberdashery shop and pick up a bit of elastic otherwise. But yes, that's a bit of a wintry one, so I'm hoping to get those done sooner rather than later. This fabric arrived with me yesterday and got it washed and dried yesterday, so it's kind of ready to cut out. But yeah, slightly less on the spring side, but I'm hopefully she'll get lots of wear out of those anyway while the weather's still cold, if I can get them done sooner rather than later. So that is all of my new fabrics and my new pattern too, and I'm really looking forward to starting sewing them up and yeah, working on those spring plans. So I hope you've enjoyed hearing all about them. I'll make sure to link all of the fabrics down below and the patterns I've mentioned too. If you've enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up. And yes, thank you so much for watching, and I'll hopefully see you again for another video very soon. Bye!